Alrighty, guys. Good morning to you all here. A happy July 2nd, 2025. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. And as a reminder, you guys, this will be my last video today until next Tuesday, next Monday or Tuesday. We are going on vacation today. We will be gone until the July 7th period. So there won't be any streams. There won't be any videos after today unless it's a dire emergency. I can make one on the go, but this will be the last video. So make sure y'all pay attention. Get your weather information here. I'm going to briefly run over the week. It's not going to be a super long video. We'll talk about severe weather that's going to happen, talk about the tropics here, get an update on that, and then we'll kind of go from there on what's going to happen going through the rest of the week here, and we'll get you guys out the door. I do want to start out with this morning with, we do have our tropical storm, or not tropical storm, but Hurricane Flossie. It ended up reaching Hurricane Cat 3 status yesterday, ended up reaching major hurricane status yesterday, has been downgraded just now to a Cat 2 hurricane on the 11 o'clock advisory. This is going to be entering cooler water temperature, so it will be weakening. There will be some impacts, outer bands up here to portions of Baja California, but other than that, we're not going to be expecting anything else in terms of that up there. There's also another chance for development here back into southern portions of Mexico, where we could see another invest pop up here in the next couple of days, up to about a 40 to 50% chance of developing with this new system behind this here, so we'll be watching out for that. We're also going to be keeping you guys updated here. We've now got a 40% chance of tropical storm development going through the next 7 days, so it is becoming more and more potentially likely that we're going to see some type of depression or tropical storm develop here in the next 7 days here, 5 to 7 days, either in the East Coast here or just off the coast of Florida. So the good news is this is more than likely not going to become a hurricane. I just don't see that happening. We just won't have enough time before this thing moves inland. If we get anything out of this, it'd be a low tropical depression or a low tropical storm, and that'll happen over the weekend here if that were to develop. So we'll keep you guys updated. If anything changes, I'll do a video to let you guys know, an emergency video while we're on stream, or not on stream, but while we're on vacation. So we'll keep you guys updated for that. But if you are on the East Coast, storm surge may be a little bit of an issue. Not really storm surge, but more rip currents will be an issue. We'll have some heavy rainfall that'll continue to go over the last couple of days, or the next couple of days here, and then kind of go and trickle off as we go towards the end of the weekend and early into next week. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. Other than that, most of the United States will stay pretty quiet for the 4th of July holiday here. We'll still have some rain showers along the East Coast. Some severe weather will stick around through today, tomorrow, and getting into Friday for the 4th of July, but it's not going to be anything scattered and numerous here. We do have more of an elevated threat up towards Montana today. Other than that, though, we're going to keep the severe weather limited, but up in the high plains, up in the Midwest, and even into the Northeast going into tomorrow and going into Friday. But outside of that, the Ohio River Valley, the Central Plains, back down into most of the areas here for much of the United States will be quiet going into the end of the weekend for your 4th of July holiday celebration. So if that's one good information I can give you guys, or good piece of information there, that's hopefully some positivity. Other than that, if you're down in Florida, it's going to be a washout. So expect that as we go towards the next couple of days. And this is the latest National Hurricane Center update here. We do have a 40% chance of tropical cyclone development in the next 5 to 7 days here. We'll keep you guys updated. Like I said, if anything does develop or change, I'll make a quick video to let you guys know, kind of give you guys a heads up on that, throw some graphics up if I need to. But other than that, we don't expect a hurricane or any of that to develop. This should be mostly very weak once this does get going, if it does in fact happen. Other than that, Hurricane Flossie, once again, downgraded to a Category 2 hurricane this morning here, from 115 mile per hour winds to 110 mile per hour winds. So we are continuing to see that weekend there. We'll start out with the Storm Prediction Center's outlook here for today. We have 3 areas to watch today. Marginal risk from Minnesota, Wisconsin, up in the Midwest, up to the Great Lakes here. This is going to be for wind and for hail. Very low wind risk zone. Wouldn't cancel your plans or anything. Just be weather aware as always. We've got another marginal risk back up here from Oregon up into Montana, getting in the Dakotas here, with a slight risk on top of that for wind and for hail as well. Not really looking at too much of a tornado risk, although you can see an isolated tornado in here. You guys know the drill on that. And then another marginal risk back up here into the Four Corners. We'll be watching for the threat for marginal wind and hail once again. And you guys can finally see a big old clear gap here in that general thunderstorm risk, meaning that we are going to see no thunderstorms today across the Ohio River Valley, which will be good. Up in the Great Lakes, we might see clearly some low and severe weather, but there will be a gap in that thunderstorm activity where people can get out, celebrate today, get out tomorrow, get out Friday. So we'll continue to see that. If we look at our parameters for today, less than 2%, but not zero tornado risk. You guys know the drill on that. Wind threat at 15 and 5% for the regions that are highlighted, and then a 5% hail threat up here into the Great Lakes for cold air aloft that could be funneling down to give us some small hail. We get to tomorrow's risk zone, 3 risk zones or areas to watch here. We've got a marginal risk up in the high plains, marginal risk along the Ohio River Valley and up in the Great Lakes, and a marginal risk in the Northeast. Not looking at a tornado risk with this, really less than 2%, but not zero. Wind threat at 5 and the hail threat at 5 in the Northeast. So nothing too crazy with that. And then another risk going into your 4th of July holiday, keeping much of the main population here in the United States here from the Ohio River up into the Northeast and down into the plains here. We'll have a general thunderstorm risk to non-general thunderstorm risk, and then a low in threat for severe weather up on Friday. So other than that, I don't see much in terms of a significant severe weather threat or any of that. That'll be some good news to get you guys out the door going in the holiday weekend here. Not really looking at anything right now on Saturday and Sunday. There is a chance we could see some severe weather going into Saturday and Sunday up here in the high plains in the Midwest, again, for a shortwave trough that's going to move through. We'll kind of watch that. If I need to make an update, I'll make an update for you guys on that there. We'll talk about our global pattern here and what is going to be going on over the next week here. Really going into next week, you can see a ridge that is in full development development here back over here into the Rockies. This will continue to work its way eastward here. Low pressure system down here off the coast of Texas, kind of giving us some showers and thunderstorms down there. Low pressure system shortwave trough off the coast of California here. This is what's going to move across the plains through today through tomorrow, and getting into your Saturday and Sunday there, where we'll see this threat for some low end to medium severe weather. That will continue to work its way eastward here going into Friday and going into Saturday. You can see that shortwave trough bulk shear kind of set up here where that trough is going to be in place. That this is where we'll see severe weather at through the weekend. Much of the United States to the south of that trough will be under a ridge, keeping things quiet. We're really going to keep things quiet in terms of severe weather. We'll see spurts of severe weather through next week, from Monday through probably next Thursday, where we'll see the threat for severe weather up in the Dakotas, up into Minnesota. This is typical for that time of the year. But really, if you're in elsewhere in the United States, it's really not going to be too much of an issue. We may see some severe weather return late next week past the 8th and the 10th of July here, but we're still a little bit uncertain on that, and there could be some more severe weather that makes its way back into the picture as we go into the second and third week of July. So not too much ongoing. You really can see still a lot of model discrepancy on if we're going to get a tropical system or not off the coast of Florida there or off the East Coast. We'll keep you guys updated if anything changes on that. I'll give you guys one more update here before I wrap things up for today. We are going to see the overall rainfall totals for the next 7 to 10 days here, and really a lot of that heavy rainfall will be in Florida. Most of Florida getting anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of rainfall through the next 5 to 6 days here. We'll see some higher rainfall totals up going into next week for the high plains up the Midwest, and then we'll see some severe weather potentially associated with that as well as some rain off the East Coast here. So other than that, guys, get out there, enjoy the holiday weekend. I will see you guys all back here next Monday or Tuesday, whenever we get back, depending on when that is. On Monday, I might make a video. If not, it'll be Tuesday. But be safe out there. Be weather aware. Have a happy 4th of July, guys. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for all the support on the channel, and we will see you guys back in here next week. Be safe, everyone.